Hey, it's your favorite bearded realtor, Eren Millam with Premier Property Group, coming to you with another Friday happening in my life. So typically these videos on Fridays are just something personal, something that I've achieved, or something great happening in my life. And today, a little bit different, kind of a friendly reminder to always trust your instincts, because at the end of the day, whether you succeed or fail, you'll know that you gave it what you felt was your best effort, and also you aren't relying on anyone else or trusting anyone else to make your decisions, and then you just don't have to second guess anything, right? So I'm closing on a home today. The seller was previously listed with another agent, and there's a lot of strange things that happened in this listing. The first thing was it was a short contract, which was actually really good for my seller to get out of. Then the other thing is, in the peak of the market earlier this year, this agent had told the seller to take a contingent offer for a home that did not have an offer on it. So there's two types of contingencies. I won't go into that, but this is one of the weaker contingencies. And in a hot market, if you're going to take a contingency, you want to make sure the other home has an offer on it. This other home wasn't even on the market yet. They went and toured this home, and it was probably $300,000 overpriced. So she was contingent with this for the majority of the contract, and the home didn't get offers. Well, I guess they did get an offer, but it was where it should have been priced at, and they obviously said no. So they kept asking for extensions, and she gave them a couple, and finally she was like, nothing's happening. I don't want to continue with this. So she called me up. She said, hey, what can I do? And I said, well, really, because you're under contract, there's not much I can do for you. But once your contract expires, let's get something going. I can definitely help you. So I took over the contract the day that this other contract expired. I priced her home right. Number one, that is a big thing. Even at the time that they listed, it was probably a little overpriced. So I priced it in line with the market, and within a couple of weeks, it went pending, and now it's going to close. Now, this lady, during her previous listing with the other agent, I was actually recommended to her prior to her going with this other agent. So she said, no, I got this. I know this other agent. I'm going to use them. So there was a lot of things that this lady, she mentioned to me that this agent, it didn't feel right. First, she didn't really want to take the contingency, but the agent talked her into it. Second, she felt like the price of her house was a little bit high, but the agent talked her into it. Third, the agent said that this other home, which is a very specific home, especially for this area, she's like, I don't think that's gonna sell. Like, that's gonna be a hard sell, even if they price it right. And the other agent said, no, it's gonna sell, not a problem. This market's crazy. Well, during the midst of the contingency, the market changed a little bit. So it went from super hot, you put a home on the market, if it's priced right, still, or close to it, and boom, it's gone, right? Well, the market changed really quick to now that's not really happening. And still, this agent was saying, hey, just give me another extension, we're gonna get it sold. And even the day that the contract was expiring, she's like, hey, I'm gonna bring this buyer tomorrow, let's extend, and I'm gonna have your house sold by tomorrow. So this agent kept telling the seller things, and the seller kept going forward with it because she trusted the agent, even though her gut was telling her something otherwise. And finally, she's like, after enough times of being talked into something that she didn't agree with, she finally was like, enough. So she went with me, we priced it right, got an offer within a couple of weeks, and closed. So from the amount of time that I took over the listing contract to the amount of time we're closing is less than 6 weeks versus this other agent who had it on the market for a couple of months. So always trust your instincts, whether you're right or you're wrong. But also, if you feel like you're being told something that is not actually correct, make sure you ask them to back up that information with stats, because if she had done that with the other agent would not have been able to do that. Because I even went back into the stats and said, this is why she did these things over here. But this information is no longer good because the market had shifted and changed. So I understand why she made those recommendations, even though I disagree with them. But also here's why they're still off a little bit. So I tell people a lot of things that go against the emotion of the market because I'm analytical and I follow the numbers. And so I think people tend to be like, that's weird, not going to do that. And they do it to their own detriment. So whether you believe someone or not, ask them to back it up with facts. And that's where you can tell who's saying something based on emotion and who's saying something based on factual evidence. So it's like a trust but verify, right? Trust what they're recommending to you, ask them to verify it. And if they can't verify it, don't go with it. Trust your gut, trust your instincts. All right, so that's it for my Friday ramblings. Hope you all have a good weekend. And I'm coaching basketball tomorrow, assistant coach. Hope those go well. And I hope my knee doesn't crumple up and cripple in front of everyone. So there you go. All right, have a great weekend.